Welcome, everyone. This is Tracy Una Wagner with Versatile Inspirations. And today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to be discussing the light and the shadow and what that means for those of us who consider ourselves light workers, earth angels, or just want to spread love and light. And we'll also discuss what love and light really means when people say, sending you love and light. So let me screen share and let's get started. All right, so today, like I said, we are going to be discussing just that shadow part of us and what it truly means. Let's start with the shadow. So what is a shadow? A shadow is a dark image cast from a body intercepting light. So all it means is that there is a portion of something that is just kind of keeping light from filling the space, and it causes a shadow. It's an imperfect or a faint representation of something. It is also obscurity within a space, which rays from a source of light are limited or cut off. Can you even think of anything in your life or in your thoughts that you could actually use one of these definitions? I know for myself, there are quite a few things, whether that's just a negative thought, which is just a faint representation of what I truly should be thinking, or maybe I have a bad thought about going and doing chores, and just the idea of doing chores just kind of makes me feel a little uneasy or a little perturbed. So that is something that is obscuring light from entering that situation and really being the joy that it could be. So there's so many things that just saying that we have a shadow part, it's not bad. It is actually human. It is what we strive to see, uncover, and then either work with, work around, or figure out why that is there and filling it up with something else. It's not bad whatsoever. It is just an area of our personal being that is keeping us moving forward. It's keeping us actually living life to be the better person, to be the better individual that we know that we can be, or that we strive to be. It's so interesting. So many people have a problem acknowledging the fact that we all have a shadow part. It's one of the reasons why when I first started doing light worker work or earth angel work that is of being of service to other people, I really didn't feel like I was in a position to offer anything like that to others, because I felt like I had so many shadows, or I had so many traits that weren't completely desirable. But those areas are what make us human and what make us more personable to others who have those same issues, who have those same shadows. And when I'm working on a shadow of mine, I notice that I actually am able to connect with others that have that shadow, or maybe would like to work on that shadow portion or see that in themselves as well. And so by doing that, whether they call it a shadow or not, it doesn't matter. The fact is when we are working on something or we have worked through something, we're able to help others in those ways as well. And this can be anything. I mean, just from taking us from when we were young and we were going to school and learning how to be people, how to read and write and add and subtract and multiply and just doing all of those things, whether we called it a shadow or we saw it as a blockage. What happens is when we learn how to overcome those things, we can teach others how to do that too. Can you teach someone the ABCs? I'm sure you can. Can you teach someone how to add 2 plus 2? I'm sure you can and probably have. The fact is anything else that is part of us that obscures light, that deems itself a shadow or a blockage, it is, if we know and we learn how to work with that or how to overcome that, you're in the perfect position to help someone else overcome those things as well. So other terms that shadow represents are shade, cover, dimness, protection, and shelter. These are all terms that can be associated with shadow. And some of them are pretty amazing, aren't they? Protection and shelter. Those are and create shadows. So there again, it's not anything bad. It's actually what keeps us from ascending, right? Because if we were perfect, if we had nothing else to learn and nothing else to offer the world and nothing else to work on for ourselves, we wouldn't be here. We would have ascended. So take those shadow times and those shadow parts of you and just turn them into bright lights. Offer them protection. They offer you shelter and shade. It's amazing what we can do when we see and acknowledge those shadow parts. Now, what about love and light? Let's go over those. It means deep affection, right? We can have deep affection for just about anyone or anything. But love really is a feeling of warm personal attachment. So when you offer love to someone, you're offering deep affection, but you're also offering a feeling of warm personal attachment, a feeling of warmth. So whether we have shadows or not, you can always offer that love. And you can also offer that love, that feeling of warmth to your shadow parts. When we accept those parts of us that maybe we don't like to look at, maybe we don't like to bring up because it's uncomfortable, trust me, I know. But when we do, instead of getting upset and angry and feeling very like we don't want to even acknowledge those parts of us, instead of pushing them away, see them being wrapped in the wings of angels' love. Wrap them just in a beautiful feeling of just warmth if you can. These are what helps us to not only acknowledge those parts of us, to be true to our own personal self, but it uncovers those issues that maybe we need to work on. And in a broader scope, when we work on those shadow or blockages, then we are able to offer that same love and affection, just that warmth to other people, whether they have the same shadows as us or they have different ones. When we're able to love ourselves and offer ourselves that self-love, that self-care, that feeling of warmth and affection, it ripples out and we're able to offer that to other people. So that's what that love, when we say love and light, that's what that love really goes to the core of. Helping others to be able to be okay with themselves fully, totally, and completely. And we first need to offer it to ourselves so we know what that feels like. We know what that looks like. We know that when we can do it ourselves and when we send it out to others, that when we say love and light, that we hope that they accept that love as well. Also, other words that are associated with love are devotion, admiration, fondness, respect, and tenderness. All of these feelings we can offer to ourselves and we can offer to others. And when we do that, we allow ourselves and others to be able to love and have affection for and warmth towards even those shadow parts. Now, what about light? So light is something that makes things visible. Something that makes things visible. If we're offering light to ourselves, you may find that some things within the shadow kind of feel like they're percolating. It kind of feels like they come to the surface a little more. And the reason for that is so that the light can shine upon them, so that they can be worked through, worked out, overcome, or just uncovered. And when they do that, even those shadow parts want light. Those shadow parts want love. And when we're able to shine a light on those areas, we're able to accept ourselves for who we completely and truly are and offer more self-love and self-care. It's also illuminating. It's illumination. It illuminates all areas of ourself. So there again, when you offer love and light, what you're doing is you're allowing the uncovering of those shadow parts and letting people know it's okay. It's all right. The love and light shine upon those shadows and those blockages so that they can be uncovered or just accepted. When we accept that we have shadow parts, we will allow the love and the light to truly transform, transmute, and change those areas of us or others while knowing that there is still self-care, self-love, self-respect, totally and completely, no matter what. And if you accept that for yourself, there again, it flows out and others are able to feel that as well. Others are able to accept themselves accept those shadow parts and be able to work with them to change themselves so that they can be the person that they truly want to be, their total complete package. They and you, who you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to serve, what you're supposed to be doing this time around. And that is a wonderful thing. So shining a light upon those situations, upon those shadow parts or those blockages, really help not only yourself, but others to be able to shine the light on themselves and to accept. It's also a celestial body. So when we have that celestial light about us, we're able to transmute and transform those shadow parts, and they become love and light. Because that's what the celestial body is all about. It is the divine source. Other terms for light are bright, rich, shiny, sunny, and clear. Wonderful. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I so appreciate it. Always remember that we all have shadow parts. It's okay to accept them and to love them and to offer them light, because when you do, it's easier to accept the transmutation, the transformation, and the change that needs to occur for you to be your highest and best good. And it'll ripple out to everyone else. Thank you so much again, and as always, I'm sending you and yours love, light, and eternal blessings. Take care.